Hello there. I'm assuming that by clicking this video you already know where I am. We're at the lovely Carowinds right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Of course, obviously, the park is in both states, North and South Carolina. However, the park is mainly stationed in North Carolina. Today you're going to get a tour of the park. Obviously, we're surrounded by roller coasters. Fury surrounds the north gate. If you come in from the bus lot, you'll be coming down the state line path. If you come in from the parking lot, you'll be coming in over and under Fury, which obviously goes over you and then comes back under you under the tunnel. To the left, you have the ticket booths. 4 of these ticket booths are open today. The rest are all closed. Then you have group sales, concert tickets, and will call at the very end. Will call is where you can pick up tickets that were left for you. Say an employee leaves you some tickets, you go there, say your name and pick them up. Down that pathway you have our season pass area. Our building is down the path about 200 feet. You go in, get your season pass renewed or buy it and come back out the other way. Then you have guest services. You go in for any guest complaints, suggestions, ideas, things of that nature. The Palladium is to our right. The Palladium is where we host our concerts, things of that nature. We have restrooms, food area. Okay, now that I've entered the park, went through security, the first thing you see on the state line is a place to get your maps. We have our maps. This year, we have Carolina Harbor on the map, as well as the rest of the park. And new for this year's Fun Pics. So if you're a season pass holder, you can get all your pictures uploaded to your cell phone, to your social media, wherever you need it. I don't know how exactly it works, but that's what you do. You have your show guide and your season pass benefit guide. To the left we have rentals, so stroller rental, gifts, lockers. The lockers are down there, you have to go inside. Also to the left of that is the Carowinds Grove, where all of our picnic pavilions are. There you can get your Coca-Cola refreshed. And another gift shop, don't see why it's there. And then to the right is our restaurant building. So we'll be walking into the park over our maintenance road. Hi, how are you? Many years ago, the state line used to be painted yellow, but now it's just plain old concrete. And to the left, we have Cinnabon and Eddie's. So if you want to get your cinnamon rolls or your ice cream, that's where you get your fix. And the staple of North America, apparently, Starbucks, which we opened this year about 2 weeks after opening day. Here's the famous state line sign, South Carolina, North Carolina. And to start this park tour, we are going to go to the right. For those of you that may have been to Carowinds before, the park is kind of organized in a giant circle with a path going down the middle beneath Nighthawk. We have our plaza stage. Usually we have nightly events here at the park. Our Carowinds Cafe. You can get pizza, burgers, fries, things of that nature. And then here's another shot of Starbucks. We will not be going inside of any of the buildings or onto any of the rides. I'm just showing you where they all are. To the left we have our funnel cake emporium. The funnel cakes are actually really decent. I like them. You can expect to spend about $8 to $10 there. Here's a Rip-Roaring Rapids. On a very busy day, you could expect to wait about an hour and a half in line.
That's the drop in.
And then we have 2 of our gift shops. Just crave the stuff you want. Not sure if I want any of this stuff or not, but it's there if you want it. And then apparently this is a tea shop. Never actually been inside there. I'm with stupid, sorry, not sorry. Okay, all of the normal shirts that you would expect to get. Something that you might see at Spencer's or Hot Topic. To the left, over there is our restaurant building. You could go there by going around the back end of here, or you could go in through here and then take a left. This is a really nice area of the park to just kind of sit and hang out, and it's very pretty to walk through, very pretty to just sit and wait around. And like I said, you can go to the left. Go to the left to go to our restaurant building. come out, the first thing you'll see to the left are Slingshot and Vortex. Vortex is our B&M stand-up coaster, which was built in 1991 by Bollinger and Mabillard. To the right is our Icy Stand and Scrambler. Scrambler opened with the park 44 years ago in 1973. Or excuse me, 43 years ago. Throughout the park, you'll see our Dippin' Dot stands. Some of the prices range between $6 to $8. Papa Luigi's was recently renovated. Now they serve pizza, strombolis, sodas, and beer. So if you want your beer fix, you can go right there to get it. However, there is a beer jail. You cannot leave the area with your beer. Sorry, folks. So to our left, we'll go into this plaza here. If you'd like to ride our stand-up coaster, the queue line for it is right over there. And then right here in front of me is Slingshot. This is a pay-per-ride attraction. It's $25 per ride, per person per ride. This opened up last year with Fury. The entrance to Vortex is there, the exit and fast lane are there. It's a decent ride. Just remember to remain standing at all times and do not sit down. And then you'll have a pretty enjoyable ride. And again, here's Slingshot. Obviously no one wants to ride it today, apparently. Anyway, so this is Slingshot. We got Vortex getting ready to come down. I'll stop here just long enough for you to see that. We're going to continue going this way. If you like, we'll be coming back up that way. But right there's a couple of games. This is our games midway, our boardwalk section of the park, as per the sign. Greetings from the Carolina Boardwalk. As we continue this way, we have the little basketball game. Don't really play that. More games to the left. This is our Carowinds Theater. This year we are showing Cirque Imagine. I have not seen the show yet, but from what I've been told, it's an awesome performance. Sort of like the Cirque du Soleil, but here it's called Cirque Imagine. By the way, when it's really hot during the summer, this asphalt, it just bakes in the sun, so it gets really hot walking through here. To the left, we have our Enterprise style ride, but here we call it Scream Weaver. I'm not exactly sure how long it's been here at the park. I've never even been on it, to be honest. But it's a nice ride, from what I've been told. And here's our Fury 325 themed game. Another Dippin' Dot stand. And our new Thrills shop. It used to be called the Rock Shop, but when Fury was built, we rethemed it, renamed it, and it looks a lot better than it used to. As we continue to the right, we have Fury 325, the world's tallest and fastest Giga coaster, built in 2015 by Bollinger and Mabillard. It's 325 feet tall, goes 95 plus miles an hour. The reason why I say plus is because today it went about 102. So it all depends on how hot and how many people are on and how much they weigh. When our queue line is completely full, you could still expect to wait only maybe 45 minutes because we are load and go, load and go. We get the trains out of the station as quickly as possible. You are in your seat and out of the station and back in the station in the next 3 minutes. This is a locker attraction. Lockers cost $2 per hour. They were $1 an hour, but now they're $2 an hour. You can get a minimum of 2 hours and a maximum of, I think, 3 or 4 hours. You come out of the gift shop and back out into the plaza, and then you can just get back in line. We have Fast Lane Plus. It's a Fast Lane Plus attraction, and there's a regular entrance. There is no single rider. Unfortunately, there is no single rider. And then right there, you have the restrooms. The men's restroom is in the front. If you want to get to the women's restroom, you have to go around and to the back. Now we're going to keep going around the circle of the park. So to the right of me, we have our Jukebox Diner. I'm thinking this is still the theme it was when it was Wayne's World. Not exactly sure. Back when Paramount used to own the park in 2006, I think. To the left, we have our Coca-Cola Marketplace. This was built in 2015 along with Theory 325 and Slingshot. To the right, we have Hurler. I think it was built in the 1990s, if I'm not mistaken. Now recently, the first drop, first turn, and first airtime hill were retracked. However, the rest of the ride has not been retracked in like 10 years, so it's a really rough ride. The only time I'll ever get back on it is if I'm just teetotally bored. And in front of us we have, it's called Drop Zone, but I call it Drop Tower. Or maybe the sign still says Drop Tower. I have been on it before. It's really fun. Me personally, I would like to see something better in this spot. Or even keep this one and put a larger one somewhere else in the park. This is a good starter attraction to get, I guess, your children kind of not scared of heights. But yeah, it's there. It needs a new paint job. Now we're going to walk back up this way, going around the left side of Screamweaver. To my right, we have Carolina Cyclone, built in, I think, 1983, 1984, by Aerodynamics. The first roller coaster in the world to flip you upside down 4 times. When it first opened, it had red track with black supports. When Paramount owned it, it was different shades of blue, purple, and black. And now with Cedar Fair, it's orange, yellow, and blue. It's a decent ride, just try to keep your head back. It still has the over-the-shoulder restraints. Hopefully soon we can put the vest restraints on it to make it a more comfortable ride.
Riders on Ricochet will be placed in groups of 4.
For 2 years I have seen these Oreo churro stands and have never seen anybody at it. To my left we have Ricochet.
Thank you for riding Ricochet.
It's kind of your standard Wild Mouse roller coaster. It's still a fun ride, but it's really rough, honestly. The curves are really rough, but it's fun. And right here I said is where you would come out earlier, where all of our games are. This is our games midway, because there is Slingshot and Vortex. We're going to go to our right. This building here has been here since the park opened in 1973, but now this is our Sweet Frog frozen yogurt stand. I did not know that shower works. Apparently it does. Here's another gift shop. As we continue to our right, the building we see here in front of us is Chickies and Pete's, known for their world-famous crab fries. It's definitely a crowd pleaser. I recommend eating here, and apparently it is now on our season dining plan. You could go in there, or there, or there. The only thing I've actually eaten from here is their crab fries. I might have to go in and try the other stuff at some point. There's another restaurant building right over there. And here to the left is Carolina Gold Rusher, which opened with the park in 1973. This was also built by Aerodynamics. And it is their mine train style roller coaster. And just a little Easter egg. If you look up there on the station, you see J.R. Helms Mining Company. J.R. Helms, that is Jerry Helms, which is our operations manager here at the park. He's been here the longest. I think he was here when the park first opened in 1973, and he's still here working to this day. So if you ever get to see him, just say hi to him. He's usually out and about in the park every single day, walking around. To our right, Dockside Fries. They serve pretty good French fries in another restroom. To our left, we have a Vekoma Boomerang. Vekoma is kind of what ruined Arrows, so this is what we call Carolina Cobra, excuse me. It's a decent ride. It's actually the only ride in the park that makes me dizzy. It goes forward and backward, just like any standard boomerang. You already know about that. In front of us we have Surfer Joe's. They serve funnel cakes. And right there, that entire area of the park is our new Carolina Harbor, which opened up this year, 2016. As we continue walking this way, we'll see right there in that building is our Wings restaurant, which is themed to airplanes. They serve the usual like pizza, french fries, chicken, burgers, hot dogs. Not sure if they sell beer, but I'm pretty sure they might. Oh no, copyright music. And then here's that ladder climb game. If you want to go into the water park from inside the dry park, this is where you would enter. I'll do a separate video of the water park, but that's where you would go in. The other entrance into the water park from inside the park has been closed off, right there at Surfer Joe's. You can't get into the water park from there. And again, here's our Wings restaurant, which I believe is still under renovations. It's open, but I believe the outside is still being repainted. I know that blue section was repainted. Another game booth. And this building here is our RFD arcade, which is nothing but arcade games.
Give it a shot. Just $3 for 6 balls.
Football Challenge, Ultimate Pong, which I guess is sort of your beer pong style game. Right here in front of the camera we have Whitewater Falls. It's a quick way to get wet. Not exactly sure when it opened, but if you want to get wet, that's where you go. I mean, Whitewater Rip Roaring Rapids also gets you really wet, but that's more of a soaker. And we have another game to our right. So again, going around the RFD arcade building. Now, if I go to my left, there is a pathway that goes beneath Nighthawk. Nighthawk is our Vekoma flying roller coaster, which was built in 2000 something or another. When it was first opened, it was called Borg Assimilator, which was green track and black supports. It's a decent ride. I haven't been on it in a while, but the last time I rode it, it was kind of rough. But it's an interesting coaster here at Carowinds, and to be honest, I wouldn't mind us replacing it with a B&M Flyer.
Like 200 feet.
But we're not going to go down that path. It only goes right down the middle of Nighthawk and comes right back out in front of Intimidator. To my right, we have Windseeker. Apparently it's not open today. Just your standard Windseeker, sort of your swing style attraction. Going back the way we came, we'll go to the left and go into the county fair section of the park. So we're going around Windseeker, around a person, around another person. This is sort of your other like Hot Topic style store, except here we call it Trends, but it's basically the same thing. They sell somewhat of the same merchandise, but... Oh look, it's our Carowinds Brass Brigade. Hey fellas! Let's go, man. Anyway, to our right, we have Boo Blasters. When the park first opened in 1973, this was our Harmony Hall building. This is where we'd have like events and things of that nature, but now it's sort of our Sally Dark Ride type style attraction. You do wear 3D goggles, you wait in line, you have to buy them. I think they're $1 per pair or something like that. Right here in front of me we have Chick-fil-A. And just like any other Chick-fil-A, this one is closed on Sundays. Now, if I keep going around this way, we would go right into Planet Snoopy, which is our kid area of the park. However, I'm not going to go that way. There's another bridge that also goes back into Planet Snoopy in front of Intimidator. But turning back around this way, we're going to go into our county fair. The county fair section of the park sort of begins right here, but you mainly just go under these arches. There's one way in here, and there's another way in on the other side of Afterburn. And looky, I found a cookie. Paint markers. I wonder what's going on here.
Only $5 for a chance to win one of these awesome.
You never know what might happen. Why are you spray painting everywhere? Never mind. More markers, more paint markers. So anyway, to the right, just more games, and another little sort of, I guess, food stand to get sort of your grab-and-go food. To my left, we have Southern Star, which is our swinging inverter ship. Don't know who it was built by. Another Coke Marketplace style place. And then we have our Dodgems. Don't recall when these were built. Southern Star, which actually looks really nice. I like it. We have our Rita's ice custard stand, and that little gap between the Sprite thing and Rita's, that's where Thunder Road used to be. You would used to go in there to go onto Thunder Road, but obviously it's gone now. Then we have more games booths, more games, more paint markers on the ground. I'm going to go around this way, because here we have Plants vs. Zombies. There is a longer name, I think. It's Plants vs. Zombies Z3 Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare Z3 Arena. There we go, I got it. It's a really fun attraction. It's the end of it is a little bit glitchy, but basically you sit on a seat like that. It moves forward, it moves front and back, vibrates a little bit. You have a gun that you shoot at the screen, so it is a 3D attraction. You have the plant side, you have the zombie side, and each side interacts with one another. This opened up this year for 2016. And it's a really nice, it's sort of a cute game. I love it. I love playing it. I highly recommend it. Here we have our yo-yo sort of swings style ride. And then right here in front of me we have Afterburn, which when it first opened, when Paramount owned the park, it was called Top Gun, themed after the movie Top Gun. But obviously, once we lost the Paramount, we had to change the trademark on it. So when Cedar Fair purchased the park, it was renamed Afterburn. It's one of the louder coasters inside the park. The midway is, the coaster completely surrounds the midway. And that last turn, depending on how heavy the train is, that last turn can be pretty intense. This is one of the more intense B&M inverts that I've known of anyway. Don't think it's quite as intense as some of the other ones, but this is one of the more intense B&M inverts. If we were to keep going this way, we would go right to our south gate entrance of the park, which looks like it's open today. So that's how you would go to the south gate entrance if you had to park on this end of the parking lot. The entrance to Afterburn is right around here. The exit to the ride is right here. Looks like our photo booth is closed today. Momentarily, we'll be entering into our Planet Snoopy section of the park. Like I said, here is the entrance to Afterburn. This is a fast lane attraction. To my right, we have Dinosaurs Alive. That's just another little path to take. Another restaurant building. Here's the Dinosaurs Alive area. We enter to go in through the gift shop, and I'm not a big fan of it, but it pleases the kids.
Also the big rides in today.
So again, there's Chick-fil-A, which, like I said, if we were to continue going that path, we would come out right here from around Chick-fil-A. We're going to go this way into Planet Snoopy. And I believe this is the most shaded area of the park. This area of the park has more trees than any other area of the park, in my opinion, from what I've been able to notice. And then you have all of your your standard style Planet Snoopy attractions, like the airplanes, the whirlybirds. Then you have your flyers over there. Our flyers are over there. They're really fun. Most people will accidentally snap. So like some people like myself don't even have to try. Here's another little snack bar. If we go around this way, this is how you would get to our flyers. There's our flyers. And here is our carousel, the character carousel. In front of me is Woodstock Express, which used to be the Scooby-Doo Ghoster Coaster before Cedar Fair purchased the park. Our character carousel.
6 inches or less, accompanied by a chaperone.
And this is our baby care center. So for you moms that want to nurse your child, or if you have a lost child, this is where they would be brought. Down this way, we have another sort of gift store. I believe this is also how you would get to Lost and Found and to the pet kennel. Here's Snoopy's Junction, which is the only bit of railroad left inside the park. The railroad we used to have was closed, I think, in 1986, if I'm not mistaken. But the railroad only lasted, I think, 6 to 10 years. Don't quote me on that, but we don't have it anymore. So going back around this way, we came back out this way.
When I say planet, you say Snoopy planet.
So we're now getting ready to leave Planet Snoopy. Here is our Snoopy Boutique, which is the gift shop, and there's also a restaurant connected to it. So right here in front of me is Flying Ace Aerial Chase, which used to be the Reptar coaster. I think that was the name of it, something like that. It's a decent little roller coaster. I've only been on it one time, which was like 6 years ago, I think. My very first visit here to the park was in 2010. May 25th to be exact. In front of me is Harmony Hall. This was built in 2014, I think. I wouldn't say it's a buffet style because you get one plate per person. Each plate is around $10 to $12, depending on if you get a soda. But if you're going to any Cedar Fair park, I recommend getting the all-day dining plan, or if you're planning on visiting multiple times a year, just go ahead and get the all season long dining plan. Within eating 3 times inside the park, you've already paid for it. So it's well worth it. I personally do not have it, but from what I've been told, it's well worth it. To my left, we have Panda Express. And another gift sort of game style booth.
Can't join the water.
Now the path that comes out from under Nighthawk, it comes out right here. This is also how you get onto Nighthawk. To my right is the entrance to Intimidator. This is the Intimidator Plaza, built in 2010 by the same manufacturer, Bolja Mabillard. It is 232 feet tall, goes 74 miles per hour, and has the staggered style seating sort of like Diamondback and Behemoth. It's a decent ride. We need to repaint it, but it's really good. I love it. My favorite ride is on the back seat. The back seat, right side. That is my favorite seat. So again, we're going to go back around to the left.
Yeah, you can't go in 7 foot. You got to do that.
So here is Nighthawk. And right here is the entrance for it. We have a test seat out front, so if you want to make sure that you can fit on it, there you go. Now, when the line is completely full, it's a 2-hour wait. A 2-hour wait. Here is Carolina Sky Tower, which opened with the park in 1973. From the bottom to the top